Good morning, day, afternoon, evening, night, whatever time it might be where you are. Today we are talking about Takis, or rather the ingredients in them, specifically Takis Fuego. So Takis, if you do not know, are a very popular snack in the United States. They're very spicy. They're not that spicy. This is the extreme heat version. As you can see, this bag is empty. Nothing lasts long when my brothers and I are around. So in this video, we're gonna go over the entire ingredients list. We're gonna talk about what the ingredients do for the Takis. We're gonna talk about where some of the ingredients come from, and we're gonna go in the ingredients list in reverse order because I know you guys know what corn masa flour is, but not what TBHQ is. But don't worry, I'm about to tell you. This is also my first ever video collab. My good friend Maria Gallegos will be covering some of the ingredients later in the video. So let's get into it. So the ingredients list written as is as follows. Corn masa flour processed with lime, vegetable oil, palm and or soybean and or canola oil, and or rice bran oil, seasoning, bracket, salt, maltodextrin, citric acid, sugar, monosodium glutamate, hydrolyzed soy protein, onion powder, yeast extract, artificial color, parentheses, red 40 lake, yellow 6 lake, close parentheses, natural and artificial flavors, baking soda, soybean oil, chili pepper, parentheses, Chile, disodium inosinate, disodium guanylate, TBHQ, parentheses, antioxidant, close parentheses, close bracket, may contain milk, egg, and wheat. At the very bottom, we have TBHQ as an antioxidant. TBHQ is short for tertiary butyl hydroquinone. Antioxidants are substances that help prevent oxidation. Oxidation in food products like Takis would cause discoloration, like a brown, gross yellow, make it dark. The TBHQ helps it to keep its nice bright red. Other natural antioxidants you may know of are vitamin C and vitamin E. They help remove potentially harmful oxidizing agents in living organisms like our bodies. However, the Center for Science in the Public Interest urges consumers to avoid TBHQ, as it has been known to cause damaging effects such as liver enlargement, neurotoxic effects, convulsions, and paralysis in laboratory animals. Yet, the Hong Kong government begs to differ. They claim that TBHQ is completely safe and non-carcinogenic. Make of that what you will. Either way, TBHQ leaves the body within 48 hours. It's very easy to detox from. Moving on. Disodium guanylate and disodium inosinate are sometimes disguised under artificial flavors, so it's nice of Takis to include that explicitly in their ingredients list. They are also known as disodium 5' guanylate and disodium 5' inosinate, commonly made from tapioca starch and yeast. These two food additives have the same effect as MSG. That is, to increase the savoriness or saltiness flavor, sometimes described as umami, of the food product that they are added to. They are sometimes used in place of salt or MSG to lower the overall salt content. According to this study by the FDA, excessive amounts of these ingredients in monkeys has been known to give them soft poop, and for one monkey, excessive vaginal bleeding. So, chili pepper, parentheses chili, is exactly how it sounds. Chili pepper. Like it, love it. This pepper provides Takis with capsaicin, the chemical that makes your mouth feel like it's on fire. Capsaicin. Our next ingredient in this reverse list is soybean oil. Soybean oil, probably what the Takis were cooked in. Maria will go into more detail about soybean oil later in the video. Baking soda, also known as sodium bicarbonate, this ingredient is a leavener. When combined with an acid, this reaction produces carbon dioxide bubbles. These bubbles, specifically in Takis, help make it a nice, more cracker-like snack instead of a corn rock. Our next ingredient is natural and artificial flavors. Now this drives me absolutely crazy whenever I see it on ingredients list, because that could be a whole multitude of things. It's so vague. Whatever happened to transparency? I don't know. Yeah. So don't really have much to say about that. Our next two ingredients are red 40 lake and yellow 6 lake. Maybe it's pronounced L-A-K-E, I don't know. Anyway, the presence of red 40 lake drives me absolutely crazy. The color of Takis is a lie. It's not from having bright red peppers in it. It's because they were dyed. They were dyed to be red. The color is fake. It's a lie. So if you look at this ingredients list from top to bottom as it's written, there's more food dye than chili peppers. The more prevalent ingredients are put first, and the ones that are not as potent are put last. So there's more food dye than actual pepper in Takis. Like, tell me how that makes sense. Like, why can't we just have, like, Takis without the red. Like, I know it'd probably be brown because cooked peppers aren't always like nice and red, but like, come on. Why we gotta put red 40 in everything? Anyway, the LAKE refers to the type of dye. Lake dyes are not water soluble, means that they are used in typically oily or more fatty foods. And so why I have such a problem with red 40 is because it's bad for you. It's not good, no bueno. Especially for children. And you know, it's not really a big deal for the majority of the population unless you have an allergy to red 40 lake or other artificial dye. Long-term consumption of red 40 lake has known to deplete zinc levels. Yikes. Yellow 6 lake. Once again, it's a lake, so it's not water soluble. It's used in fatty foods or oily foods, which is what Takis falls into. Once again, it's not good for you. The color of Takis is a lie. It's artificially dyed. Our next ingredient is yeast extract. Extract from yeast. First, the yeast is grown, cracked open, and then spun in a centrifuge to separate its content. Then the desired part of the extract is sucked out and then added to the seasoning. Pretty straightforward. Not really sure it does in terms of flavor, but I'm sure it's pretty good. Onion powder. Love to see it. Super yummy. Awesome. Good for you. It's very straightforward and simple. The onion is crushed, dried up, and then ground into that really fine powder that you can buy at the store. Next up is hydrolyzed soy protein. Hydro meaning water and lyzed meaning to cut. Hydrolyzed soy protein is broken down with water or other acids. Hydrolyzed soy proteins are flavor enhancers. They're known to contain glutamic acid, which leads us to our next ingredient, Monosodium Glutamate, which is the fancy name for MSG. Yes, that is right. Takis contain MSG. It does not say MSG, it says monosodium glutamate, which is the fancy name for MSG. MSG is an acronym that stands for monosodium glutamate. I have eaten so many Takis not knowing that. Anyway, MSG, as you probably know, is a flavor enhancer to increase that saltiness, umami flavor, savory, yum yum, awesome. It's not a big deal for most people, but there are a few with MSG sensitivities, so they can make them feel a little nauseous or headaches. There is something known as the MSG complex, which includes symptoms such as these. I think there could be a little more research around if MSG really causes all of these symptoms, or if they're more of a placebo effect or on the stigma of MSG. Either way, it's an ingredient that I like to avoid. Next up is sugar. Is it fructose, glucose, galactose? We'll never know. Sugar. Citric acid. Not the same as vitamin C. Vitamin C is ascorbic acid. I only learned this earlier this year. Pretty crazy, I know. Although citrus, it does have both citric acid and vitamin C. This is what gives Takis that nice sour flavor that's associated with lime on the packaging. Citric acid can be made artificially or harvested from different fruits. I believe this is also the acid that activates the baking soda. So the citric acid, when it meets the baking soda, creates those little carbon dioxide bubbles that make Takis cracker, not a rock. I'm sure you remember it. I only said it just like a minute ago. Anyway, maltodextrin. Maltodextrin is a very common food additive made from starchy plants, like corn, wheat, rice, etc. The starch is first broken down via hydrolysis, same as the hydrolyzed soy proteins, and then further broken down by enzymes and other acids to produce maltodextrin. Even though it's different from other forms of sugar, such as high fructose corn syrup, not high fructose corn syrup, cane sugar, it still has a high glycemic index. So when your body digests maltodextrin, it still raises your blood sugar a significant amount. Of course, this is not a problem for the general population, but it is something to look out for when you do have some sort of sensitivity to glucose blood sugar levels, like when you have diabetes. And salt. Good old sodium chloride. Salty, like it, love it, necessary. If it's sourced from the Himalayas, which it probably isn't, it could also contain all of these wonderful minerals. So that's all from me. The last few ingredients, which are really interesting how they're made, is going to be covered by my friend Maria. She makes some cool lifestyle videos, and she also has a vlog channel.
Hey there, my name is Maria, and like Hendrik said, I make a lifestyle video. So now moving on to the next ingredient, which is vegetable oil. That could be palm and or soybean and or canola oil and or rice bran oil. And I'm assuming this is what the Takis are actually cooked in. Palm oil is from the palm oil tree. Now, the name of this tree is kind of hard to pronounce, so I have my computer right next to me, and I believe my best attempt is Elias uinensis. Yeah. So this is not the same tree as the coconut palm tree. The oils are extracted from the fruit or kernel by crushing the plant and heating its contents. Then the oil is purified by using a centrifuge and a filter. Now, soybean oil is extracted from the fruits of the soybean plant, the same plant used to make tofu and soy milk. The soybeans are dehulled, heated, and crushed. The oils are separated using hexene, organic solvents that dissolve in oil. The hexenes and oil are separated via distillation. Now, I'm quoting this from crowniron.com. Extracted and desolvenized soy oil must be further processed to make an edible product. Edible oils are refined to improve the flavor, odor, color, and stability using processes that degum, naturalize, bleach, and deodorize the oil. These refining processes remove contamination such as phosphatides, if I'm saying that right, free fatty acids, and pro-oxidants. Up next is canola oil. Canola oil comes from the words Canada oil and is made from the tiny seeds of, you guessed it, the canola plant. It is very similar, but it's not the same as the rapeseed plant. The seeds are crushed, heated, and washed with hexenes, just like the soybean oil, cooled, bleached, and then deodorized to use for Takis. And the last of the oils is rice bran oil. Rice bran oil is extracted from the inner husk of rice. It's the same thin layer that makes brown rice brown. The extraction process is nearly identical to soybean and canola oil. The very last ingredient on our reverse list, which is most prevalent in Takis, is corn masa flour processed with lime. Now, corn masa flour, according to kitchen.com, is a very soft flour made from finely ground hominy or dried corn kernels that have been cooked and soaked in lime water, and in parentheses it says a diluted solution of calcium hydroxide, not to be confused with water flavored with lime juice. The lime flavor advertised in front of the Takis package comes from the citric acid and most likely the natural and artificial flavors. And that is all of the ingredients. Make sure to check out my channel if you're interested in lifestyle videos. And now back to Kendrick.
That was really interesting. Thanks so much, Maria. Her channel will be the first link in the description below. Share this video if you found it interesting. Thank you so much for watching. And that concludes our ingredients list. Does knowing more about the ingredients change your view on Takis? Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Bye.